So this is my project. It's on the Renaissance by me, Angelo Uribe. I fixed my introduction. My introduction is a significant and revolutionary era in the history of the Renaissance was a cultural and intellectual movement that's what through Europe from the 14th to the 17th century. The Renaissance marked a rebirth of human creativity, learning, and artistic expression. It emerged as a response to the stagnation and religious dogma of the medieval era. During this time, there was a striking resurgence of interest in classical knowledge, literature, and art, which sparked a period of invention and discovery. The Renaissance ignited a passion for exploration, self expression, and the pursuit of knowledge that continues to influence and inspire the modern world. From the rising of humanism to the groundbreaking works of artists like Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo, we will examine the fundamental components that characterize the Renaissance in more detail in this introduction. Additionally, the global impact of the Renaissance, with its ideas spreading beyond European borders, connects to the theme of globalization. The circulation of knowledge, art, and technologies during this era fostered an interconnectedness among different regions, laying the groundwork for the interconnected world we live in today. In summary, the Renaissance, while celebrated for its cultural achievements, had complex implications for issues of class, gender, race, and globalization. Examining the Renaissance through these thematic lenses provides a richer understanding of a broader societal transformation that accompanied the pivotal period in this history. Then I have the primary source, which is Machiavelli's The Prince. The Prince is a political treatise and is considered a primary source. The source was written by Niccolo Machiavelli, an Italian diplomat, philosopher, and historian in the early 16th century. The data production was completed in 1513 and circulated in manuscript formed during Machiavelli's lifetime. Historical events, the Prince is a response to the political instability in Italy during the Renaissance, marked by constant power struggles among city states. It doesn't directly relate to a specific event, but reflects to the political climate of the time. Um, and the purpose of the source was Machiavelli wrote The Prince with the purpose of advising rulers on effective governance and political strategies. The work is a pragmatic and focuses on the harsh realities of political power. Machiavelli aims to guide leaders in maintaining control and stability, often advocating for ruthless tactics if necessary. This example illustrates how primary sources like Machiavelli's The Prince can offer valuable insights into political and philosophical thinking of the Renaissance, providing a window into the challenges and strategies of time. Here with the thesis statement recap, the Renaissance spanning to the 14th to the 17th century was a pivotal era in history that brought a surge of creativity and intellect after a somewhat dull medieval times. It wasn't just about arts and smarts. The Renaissance actually transformed how society worked. So with this one, thesis statement shows how it was influential globally, middle class, and the transformation of society, and how it connects with the Renaissance. The next primary source I have is Leonardo da Vinci's Vitruvian Man. The primary source is a famous sketch known as Vitruvian Man. It was produced by the Italian polymath Leonardo da Vinci. The sketch is believed to be created around 1490 during the Renaissance period. While not directly related to a historical event, the Vitruvian Man reflects the intellectual and cultural atmosphere of the Renaissance, a period of renewed interest in classical knowledge, humanism, and scientific explanation. The purpose of the Vitruvian Man was likely twofold. Firstly, it aimed to explore the concept of ideal human proportions based on the writings of the ancient Roman architect Vitruvius. Secondly, it reflects the Renaissance emphasis on the human form and the integration of art and science, highlighted Leonardo da Vinci's interdisciplinary approach to knowledge. Right here, I wrote down the thesis statement and how it relates and connects to not only the Renaissance era and the transformation to the society, middle class empowerment, how it was influential both globally and gender wise. I can give you an example of the global. The Vitruvian Man serves as an example of art and knowledge that transcended geographical boundaries. Leonardo da Vinci's ideas include his sketch traveled far and wide, contributing to the global dissemination of Renaissance principles. The interconnectedness evident in the sketch symbolizes the broader global impact of Renaissance ideas and knowledge. So it just shows that um the sketch was already like in place, but he questioned like more detail about it. He wanted to go more into it. My thesis statement, the Renaissance spanning 14th to the 17th century was a pivotal era in history that brought a surge of creativity and intellect after the somewhat dull medieval times. It wasn't just about art and smarts. The Renaissance actually transformed how society worked. Think of it like this: the middle class started getting more powerful and somewhat influential. Women like Isabella d'Este and Catherine de' Medici stepped up as patrons of the arts. They are breaking the mold and changing how things were done. But here's the really cool part: the Renaissance wasn't confined to Europe, it went global. Ideals, art, and knowledge traveled far and wide, connecting different parts of the world. This laid the foundation for the interconnected world we live in today. So we dig into the Renaissance. It's not just about the beautiful paintings and genius ideas. It's about shaking up society, redefining gender roles, sparking conversations about race, and laying the groundwork for globalization. This period was a major game changer in history, and by looking at it from these different angles, we get a clearer picture of what was happening during those transformative years. Historical background. The Renaissance was a cultural, artistic, and intellectual movement that spanned roughly from the 14th to the 17th century, with its roots in Italy and subsequent diffusion across Europe. This period marked a significant departure from the Middle Ages. Is characterized by a revival of interest in classical antiquity, a focus on humanism, and a flourishing of artistic and scientific achievements. So here's my project, fixed up, made more nicely, and yeah, well, thank you.